Real bombshell coming up at the end. Oh, we gotta see this. I can't wait. I can't wait. Don't make me spooky. Don't make me spooky now. It's spooky season. All right. So let's get into this legal mindset Venom video. Denims and Reddit in trouble. Fast, quick facts. 22 minutes. That's not fast. He needs to rename this series. It is not fast. Softcore.
Today, Denims and Kaceytron, Frogan, the Reddit mods, they're all in hot water. And we're going to talk about it today on The Legal Mind, so we teach you to be your own judge. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and this is months in to the legal saga of Ethan Klein suing the three of them for copyright infringement, and it only gets worse, especially when we examine not just the court filings, but also the social media posts. And of course, this is a fast version. So if you like the quick and dirty version of latest legal news, like the video and leave a comment below. But if you like the live, where we're going to go through all of Denim's filing, we're going to go through everything, you can go over to the live version and check that out now. So, of course, I've got a PP for you. I've got a PowerPoint. So let's check this out. So, of course, we know the characters here. We know Kaceytron. We know Denims. We know Frogan. These are all Hassan's orbiters. These are all those that are wrapped up in this lawsuit with Ethan Klein over the Hassan Piker content nuke. So let's go and...
I don't know what the fuck just happened to my fish. What the fuck just happened to my fish? Resolve.
And see what's happened now. So what has happened now is we initially had a filing by Ethan Klein. He filed the complaint. So Ethan Klein started it. And now we're getting a lot of the defense filings from Denims, from Kaceytron, Frogan, and the Reddit mods. So there's a number of filings that we're going through here today.
The fish?
I'm not going to bore you with the details of which one's which and whatnot. That's more of a live version aspect. But what I'm going to say is the most significant news is that the Reddit mods responded with hundreds of pages of legal filings in their defense. However, most of those pages are irrelevant exhibits. So we're going to go over the high points, some of the high arguments, and the biggest defense arguments they're bringing up now, and how those are absolutely ridiculous.
Brother, I'm going to be honest here. They just need to go ahead and give this man money. What do they want? What are they fighting for? They have no honor. All right, they have no honor. Hassan's cock is spoken for. All right, Hassan's sucking on that shit. I don't understand what they want from this. Like, I don't understand what they're trying to get out of this. They raised enough money to make H3 leave them alone. But instead of using that money to get him to leave them alone, they're like, no, we're going to fight this and lose. And we're going to be happy about it. We're going to be happy about losing this shit. This is going to be the greatest loss of our lives. Like, I don't understand. We're going to lose with pride. Like, what? What's up, straight? I'm a regular viewer and subscriber. Swear you're the third best slot YouTuber next to WestJet and more Pexus. Only third. Exactly. Best. How could you? Third. I don't know about that, dog. No, whatever. But thank you. Thank you, man. Saw this one. They're screwed. Oh, yeah. It is looking like it. It is looking like it. These motherfuckers just don't know when to stop. Just stop. You don't have to be right in every situation. Sometimes you can be wrong, and it's fine. It's fine to be wrong.
We also do have a trial date tentatively set for December of 2025. So I'm very much looking forward to trials. I love trials. Trials are great. Trials are amazing. So I'm very, very much looking forward to that. Now, do understand that tentatively means it can be changed. And we often see in the legal system, as with many other cases, such as the case of Courtney Clenny, which I've been covering for several years and wanting to cover so hard, it's been pushed 2 years down the line. So this could be pushed into 2026. And on and on and on. But just understand, at least we have the first date that gives us something to look forward to. Now, what happened here? So in this one filing that I'm going to go through first, this is the subpoenas in regarding to the subpoenas to Reddit, Discord. This is the mods fighting back. This is the mods trying to hide from the wrath of Ethan Klein. They do not want Ethan Klein to be able to get their information, to discover them, to be able to out them, to be able to out their messages. So understand at this point, and this is the critical thing, either way. A lot of people are going to miss this. Where are they hiding from? They are trying to make their whole case in this argument before we've even had what's called discovery, before we even have any facts come out. They're just trying to gush 700 pages to prevent us from looking at the facts. Think about that for a second.
They're
Pause and
flooding
think
the
about
system?
that. All of this is a thing that is being done to stop us from getting the facts.
Brother, what? Chat, they're flooding the fucking shit so it's harder for people to look through it and parse through the fucking information. You're telling me they're just like, all right, we need like a whole entire page of just gibberish. Chat, they got the damn lorem text example. This is what they got over there. They got the lorem isms. They got the lorem isms up in there, chat. You're telling me that's their legal strategy? Make sure the judge can't parse through our information, so he's definitely annoyed whenever it comes down to judging our rulings. Like, is that what they're really... Do they really think that's gonna help them out? Someone gotta go through it. Someone gotta go through it. It's not like they can't. Someone's going through that shit. They're just making it tougher on the judge who's gonna be like, you know what? Fuck you. Go to jail. Judge, this is a civil case. You can't send me to jail. I said go to jail. Putting some damn lorem isms up in here. Man, fuck. Go fuck yourself. Got me reading all this bullshit. That's gonna be the judge whenever he sees that shit. He's like, man, fuck you. He's like, I'm supposed to be partial, but you guys made me impartial. I now dislike you. I can see why H3 is suing you. And it's 700. Exactly, too many goddamn pages. Too many pages. 700 is too many pages. I always feel like I'm not in the club whenever I watch the stream clips. Glad I was here time. Ooh, hey, you're always in the club. Even if you do watch stream clips, you're always in the club. Just let you know. Everyone's always in the club. We spend an hour making, as you see this. But just let you know, hey, you're always in the club. Obviously, there's some stream clips that I just can't clip out. I just don't have the time. So, there's some information you might lose on the stream and the environment. But, you're always part of the club. Man, goddamn. I know if I was that judge, I'd be like, you know what? Go to jail. 25 years. Just making me read all that bullshit.
And when somebody fights too much, it's like that old saying, the lady doth protest too much. When they fight back too much, you know what they're doing. When they have 700 pages behind it,
bullshit.
That means there's really something to hide. And we're going to get into that today. So here's what the arguments that they brought up in this motion, I'm going to call it a motion to hide. And I took this little clip from a portion of it. There's a portion of a filings called the Statement of Facts, but I like to rebrand it as a Statement of Lies. I think that's much better. So what they tried to lay out here is kind of a picture of Ethan Klein as kind of this evil, like an evil Admiral Akbar, right? In a legal sense, where he laid this legal trap, and that's totally not permissible. And because of that, and because Ethan Klein is an evil, bad man, therefore, we shouldn't allow the facts to come out ever and see whether anything is real or not. And to be honest with you, a lot of this, when I read through it, I just purely laughed. And by the way, I'll be going through and laughing at this on the live version. So if you want to catch that, it's going to be much longer. Go to the live version. But stuff like, for example, here where they say the H3 snark subreddit, a safe and I can't.
What?
A safe and anonymous space for criticism of H3. Whenever any place
you can criticize him anywhere. What are they talking about? We need a whole dedicated place for this. This motherfucker's goddamn Lex Luthor in their goddamn cinematic universe. Motherfucker's so dangerous, they need to have literal hideouts. You would have thought this was the Underground Railroad the way they talking about this bitch. We needed a safe space to talk about H3. What was he gonna do? I'm like, yeah, he's suing you now for legitimate reasons, but I'm like, other than that, he really didn't do anything. He didn't take down the subreddit, did he? I'm like, no. He didn't take down the subreddit. These motherfuckers just sad that they're actually having to suffer the consequences of their actions. Oh, how could H3 make me go to court over shit that I am guilty of? How could he?
It calls itself a safe space. I know exactly what is going on there. And then they're laying out this trap argument. Now, I want to be a little bit empathetic on this because I have had people reach out to me, very reasonable people, and say, Andrew, this is the thing that bothers me legally. This idea of a trap. And I think the lawyers for the mods know that. So they're hyper-focusing on this word trap. But the word trap is in and of itself a trap. It's a trap, right? The trap is a trap, right? It's a trap within a trap within a trap. It's trapception. The point is, from a legal standpoint, it does not matter what your intent is when you file a copyright registration. When you register a copyright, when you file a copyright, it doesn't matter if, as they say here, Ethan laid a trap. Okay, let's say that's true. Let's presume that's true. Let's say he is a Machiavellian evil genius who laid this evil, dastardly trap. Does that change?
A goddamn Acme trap on top of that. Damn Wile E. Coyote type of trap, chat. And they ran straight into it head first. They didn't even think about, he's kind of just too happy to make this video. Should we probably at least wait a little bit? No, they ran head first into the goddamn trap like they were Wile E. Coyote. Get the fuck out of here. It's like, yeah, he set a trap and you fell for it. Am I supposed to not laugh? Am I supposed to not laugh? Like, am I supposed to care that you fell for the trap? Like, what? H3 painted the tunnel. Exactly.
The law functions. It actually doesn't. It doesn't change the law at all. And that is a really hard thing to accept. But what I have to explain, and I often explain to people, is there are very large corporations which do bad things. They lay traps all the time. One I'm covering right now is Pokemon. Pokemon Company International, Kabushiki Gaisha Pokemon, they lay patent traps. They
okay, those weren't traps. There's
patents which cover everything, right? And that's a trap. And they do that with intent silently in the night, hoping nobody catches them in order to lock down an entire genre of video games. So comport that over, translate that over to here. Is that necessarily illegal? No, you can technically do that, right? You have what's called a prima facie case. Might that make you an evil person? Well, that's a subjective argument. That's a moral argument. That's not a legal argument. It is not a legal argument to say the person across from me is a bad man. You can't win that way. Even if they are a bad man, they have to have broken the law. They have to have done something wrong. They have to have broken a rule of procedure, etc. That
I like how, like, chat, I like how we all can understand that, right? All of us, we understand that, yeah, someone can be an asshole with their patents, or someone can be an asshole with the way that they conduct their business, but it's not illegal. But to, like, the H3 Snark subreddit and, like, Denims and Kaceytron and Frogan, they think that's legitimately illegal. Him doing that is legitimately illegal, using the legal system to entrap them in some way into a lawsuit. Whenever it's like, you would have never fell for the trap if you weren't vindictive. If you just left the man alone, you would have never fell for the trap. If you didn't harass the guy, you would have never fell for it. I mean, like, this is a self-own. All you had to do was just leave the man alone. That's all they had to do was just leave him alone. None of their streams needed him at all. They didn't need him at all for their streams. Like, just leave the man alone. Like, that's the whole chat. This is literally the moral of the story. Leave people the fuck alone. If you know you hate someone so much where you go get sued over it, what's the point? What's the fucking point? Like, just leave people the fuck alone. Don't go out here trying to think you're Robin Hood, and then whenever you show up in court, they're just like, 50 years. Take his toes, 50 years. Don't be out here acting like surprise Pikachu whenever that happens, because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Play your cards right, and you won't get hurt. And they did not play their cards right, alright, chat? They just threw the whole deck out. They thought they were playing like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or some shit. They didn't even read the text. They said, coolest creature, go now! And guess what? Now they're up in this damn courthouse.
Argument is simply not sufficient. And then they go on to say, and I want to get into the fair use elements here.
Exactly. I
just had to use emojis because I was laughing throughout all this. You know, as soon as I saw Denims use was fair use, I just started laughing. It was a pure reaction. So the first argument they make is her use is transformative and does not supersede the original.
Condom?
Well, that's where the empty chair comes in. That's where she's got to make the argument that what she did was so important and so innovative that it just totally changed it and made it something different, and it overwhelmed.
She changed the game with that chair tag.
She, with intent, said, please, everybody, watch this instead of his video as a replacement. So it's got to be so different that it's okay to replace the thing. Because many times when people are doing things on the internet, for example, parody, we'll even talk about Pokemon here because I love Pokemon here. You know, if you're making Pokemon memes, you're making Pokemon, mods, whatever else, it's not a replacement for the thing. But the error that Denims made was she went out there and explicitly said, what I am doing is here to replace you watching Ethan's video. And because of that, that's where the real error comes in for this transformative element. Next, this is the most shocking thing to me, is Denims came out, the attorney said, essentially, remember, TEI is Ethan Klein. So let's read this as Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein's highly factual works support greater dissemination. So literally here, people, we have Denims lawyers saying Ethan Klein is right. And
bruh, they fire this motherfucker. Even the lawyers say, get me the fuck off of this goddamn case. I don't know what else to do. I don't know. He's right. We'll pay the fine. What's the fine? We'll pay it. Even Denim's own lawyer is like, this bitch is insane. Get this bitch the fuck out of here. Even this goddamn chat. The lawyer said, I'm done, bitch. He threw his hands up. He said, you want me to say he's wrong? He's in the right. He's in the fucking right. What do you want me to do? You want to be like, no, actually, Ethan Klein, with all these factual informations, is actually wrong. Woefully wrong. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Judge, get him. Judge. Put him underneath the... Put Ethan Klein underneath the prison, judge. You know Diddle will sit up at a court with... Excuse me? Whose side are you on? Excuse me. I'm paying you, not Ethan. What do you mean he's right? I'm right, not Ethan. What do you mean? Oh my God, bury the lawyer. Denims probably. Brother, you know she's sitting there just like, I paid you. I paid you. Not Ethan. Defend me. Defend me. Don't defend Ethan. You know she is mad, Chet. She is mad. Real bombshell coming up at the end. Oh, we gotta see this. I can't wait. I can't wait.
What?
The Lord is smoking with Kaceytron?
I read this and I blinked.
That's probably how she played
like,
him.
wow, that's one way to put it. That's one way to put it. And I know what they're trying to do legally, but this puts Denims in a really awkward position because now if she says anything online other than everything that Ethan Klein said is true and factual, it's not opinion. Everything that Ethan Klein said is fact, Denims, because if you go online now, Denims, and say that anything that Ethan Klein says is his opinion, well, that hurts your legal argument, darling.
True.
And that's not good for you. Because your lawyers just argued that he is indeed making factual arguments. Oopsie. Oopsie. Also, Denims did not negatively impact the market. She increased it. Now, this is the most like, and I put the stonks over here, because this is the most like, you know, meme coin sort of logic out there that I've ever seen in my life. It's sort of like Denims increased the market because everyone has enjoyed watching along with my channel, every other channel, and roasting Denims and how absolutely brain dead her take is on the law.
Even her lawyer had to say fuck this shit.
Is, and how screwed she is legally. She's increased the market by people roasting her, by people coming out there and making fun of her. So it's not something she intended to do. It's an unintentional secondary effect. It's very hilarious. And the last one here is stripping the original elements. TEI's thin copyrights deserve little protection. That's what I call the...
Why does the fish model look like Frogan? You have 10 seconds to take that back. You know I look better than that. Hey, I'm on Ozempic. All right, I'm on Ozempic. Unlike her. Look at me. Look at me. I'm beautiful. I'm handsome. Just like DSP. Wow. Oh my God. You guys throwing this whole entire stream off rail. Don't put that evil on the fish. Exactly. You guys see how you guys... Just bullying. Just bullying.
Trojan ultra thin argument. That's a Trojan ultra.
Oh, so that's why the condom's there. I'm like, what is this condom doing here? Y'all see that shit? Motherfucker had a whole condom on the screen. We're part of him now. We're on his side.
An argument. And that one I throw out there because, look, they're trying to say that nothing that TEI does is original, that it's not something that is like, it's not something that is creative, it's not something that is on its own. And that's not true at all. And that's fundamental copyright analysis failure. That's a huge failure. What Ethan Klein put together is quintessentially unique because even taking clips of things and rearranging them has been held in court to be very, very much original, creative, etc., and deserving of copyright. If you were to compile a bunch of clips and take those together and mash them up in a unique way, you can get a copyright for that. That's absolutely permissible. So trying to say, well, because it's clips and clips and clips, it deserves no copyright protection, that doesn't work. And also think about the precedent, i.e. the effect of this.
Is Denims her own lawyer? Like, I don't understand. chat, is she like her own lawyer? Because like this is something that she would say herself. It's like, oh yeah, you can't get a copyright for that. It's like, but you can. What? Yeah, it's copyright protected. What? He can just do that. I mean, like, yeah, he can do that. Like, this is supposed to be a professional lawyer, chat. This is supposed to be a professional motherfucker. Supposed to have like years in the field talking about some. I mean, like, he's right. Ethan Klein can't do it even if he wanted to. You know, Denims is pissed. This motherfucker ain't even trying to defend her. He's just like, man, give my shit. Get the fuck out of my face. Give me my goddamn shit. Get out of my face. I don't want you. I don't want to be your lawyer no more.
So let's play this out. If reacting to clips is like that's not protected at all, then every single clip reaction
channel, but I'm like, this is a copyright case,
right? Every single channel that uses clips everywhere, people can just take the whole thing and repost it. Does that sound right? Does that sound like that's a thing that people are going to allow? Just everybody fully copy pasting their channels. You're going to have a bunch of bots out there just spamming out new channels, and they're not going to be able to stop them because, hey, that's fair use, right? No, that's not how it works. And it just seems to me like this is a very, very thin argument. And if you look at the substance of these arguments, which I believe is going to be the substance of the arguments for Frogan and Kaceytron, these are laughable arguments. These are arguments that are so funny that, I mean, literally it hurts. I'm trying not to laugh right now. I already did earlier, but this is absolutely hilarious. So going from there are other filings that have other things that were very revealing beyond these fair use arguments. One was this argument they're bringing up regarding the human skulls that were sent to Ethan and Hilla, and saying, well, Ethan and Hilla sent the skulls themselves. The skulls were sent by them. It's all a conspiracy. It's all involving some humble fruit farmers, right? And Taylor Lorenz, of course, because she shows up in everything, right? Taylor Lorenz and the Kiwis, they did it, right? How does that have anything to do with copyright law? What does that have to do with copyright law? What does a human skull have to do with copyright? That has nothing to do with anything. And it has nothing to do with whether or not the court should allow for people to look at the messages of people on Reddit, right? This is really what this is about, people. This is just whether or not Reddit as a platform will have to turn over the messages, turn over things. And the thing is, the reality is Reddit itself is scared. It's not just the mods. The rabbit hole is going to go way, way deeper on this. Just wait.
Reddit?
Next slide here.
The whole company.
You see
the whole thing
itself. Reddit itself offered. So many, and let me read this quote here. Many of my fellow moderators have endured a deep psychological impact and fear of retaliation to the point that Reddit admins offered us free subscriptions to privacy software that would help remove our PII. PII is personal identifiable information. And by the way, guys on this channel, remember that term. PII is
one of the noobs.
That is the gold of the modern era. Every company is trying to farm your PII. If they're trying to give you something for free, it's because they're farming you like an NPC. They're just farming you for that sweet, sweet PII. That's really at the undercurrent of a lot of what's going on. But here we go. Reddit here says, hey, we're going to help you scrub that information from the internet in case we are doxxed and harassed. So Reddit is actually engaging in potential, and once again, I'm going to say allegedly, according to the statement, once again, this is their own filing, but they literally told on themselves and said Reddit admins are helping them scrub evidence. So this can now be escalated by Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein can look at his lawyers, which I'm sure are going to get this clip. I'm very sure they're going to look at this quote over here and say, wait a second, Reddit admins are scrubbing evidence?
Brother, imagine this is how Reddit goes down. Imagine this is how Reddit goes down, Chad. Not some big elaborate trap. They just get taken out by the government, right? Someone posted some terrorist manifesto up there. None of that. It's motherfucking mods helping out the H3 snark subreddit. Imagine that's how Reddit gets taken down. Taking down a multi-billion-dollar corporation through pettiness. I'm actually here for it. I'm here for it, chat. I'm here for it. We need this pettiness in our life, all right? We need this kind of pettiness in our life.
Okay, now we're going to go deeper into Reddit, and see what's going on here. What is going on with the protection of these people? How deep does this go? Now we may get cell phone logs. Now we may get text messages. Now we may get corporate emails because Reddit admins have decided to step in, not just the mods. They themselves, by their own filings, have deepened this lawsuit. And this is a hilarious one, which I thought as well, which for those that were around and have been around on the internet and have been victims of this is a horrible thing. I've been saying this for the past, as long as I've been on the internet. Swatting is horrible. But this is sort of the like consequences are coming around to people that have never had consequences thing. So their whole argument for not giving up their information, where their messages, etc., is the repercussions if we are unmasked are not hypothetical. It's a harsh reality I know we would face if our identities were revealed. I'm certain we'd be targets of swatting, a dangerous and potentially deadly harassment tactic. And you know what? I agree. But here's the thing. Many people on Reddit have been swatting people for ages with no consequences, with nothing coming back at them. And now when they're the ones where there might be some internet repercussions, are like, oh, no. It's all fun and games when you have no face and you're behind a little avatar. But now that you're going to be unmasked, things are going to get serious, huh? And this is going to happen all across the internet. This is why this case is so important, because we do need to unmask these people that have been engaging in these tactics consequence-free. They've been online doing these things consequence-free, and we can get them through the legal process. And this is completely legal. Right? This is absolutely legal. This is why this case is massive precedent, and this is why it is so important overall for the online ecosystem. And once again, this is done in a peaceful, non-violent way where we're just figuring out the truth. Hey, who's really behind that little anime waifu avatar? Okay. So really, at the end of the day, the basic question, the question that still remains at the end of this, and this is the question for the court, is does Ethan Klein, 10 Entertainment, have the right to know who willfully and deliberately engaged in copyright infringement against Ethan Klein with the intent to cause financial harm? So that's what the court has to ask. Does Ethan Klein have the right to know? And the answer, the spoiler alert, is clearly yes. Right? The court is going to answer yes. There's no other possible answer. Like, it's not, oh, we get to hide. Oh, no, there's a right to hide because we have feelings. Oh, we might be.
But they're
fifis. No, you don't get to hide from consequences because you might be swatted. People face criminal prosecution, civil prosecution all the time, every single day. They're dragged out there in court. You think these people are so deranged. They believe that the internet is a shield, this magical shield, a magical barrier. And their little minds on Reddit are blown when this magical barrier disappears and all of a sudden you're exposed. Well, guess what? That's consequences. That's reality. Real people deal with that all the time. And they thought they were living in another reality or another timeline or another thing where they can just get away with whatever they want to do online without any sort of consequences. Well, that's not going to happen. Now, I will say, and to be very fair, because once again, I do try to be very fair, there are certain protections for certain types of protected information. So, for example, if someone was a minor or a law enforcement officer or a judge or something like that, yes, maybe there are certain things that could be protected, but they're going to have to prove that. And they're going to have to prove they are somebody that has protected characteristics of the PII or certain types of PII that might be protected. But Ethan Klein is going to get a lot. He may not get every single last detail, but he's going to get a lot. These people will definitely be exposed. Okay. We do have the trial date. That is December 14th, 2026. And once again, this can change, but this gives us a note because once again, I think that Denims, Frogan, Kaceytron, they all thought this is just some hypothetical thing. This wasn't going to happen. This will never happen. Girls, it's happening. You're not going to stop it. Now, you can delay it. This may go down to January, February. It may go another year. Who knows? Right? Oh, and I'm sorry. I got the date wrong. I scuffed this hard. I'm not going to re-record this video. I scuffed this hard.
Wait, what?
It's actually December 14th, 2026. So ignore the part earlier in the PowerPoint.
2020 what?
I said 2025.
We gotta wait this long? Chad. Well, I mean, like, at least we get more good shit out of this, but still, 2026. God damn. We gotta wait so long. But at least we got another year of content, though, Chad. Well, you already know what the next season of Straight's about to be.
2026. We still got a date. The point is,
It's the
we have a
2027
fixed
arc?
date for this. And because we have a fixed date for this, they can now look forward in their heads to, okay,
gonna take a
next
while
year,
to
2026,
enroll.
this
They're
is
gonna
going to be the
run
bombshell
through that
that's
little
gonna drop.
50K.
And that is going to be just something dangling over their head, which is perfect.
Chef's kiss.
Okay, so let's get into another thing I want to mention, and this is to wrap up the video here at the end. Denims made some really inappropriate comments against members of the VTubing community.
My community, my people. Chat, I made a video about this. When I return this into a video, top right hand corner. My people. She said it about my people, chat. I can't believe this. Slandering us. Good people are in this community, by the way. In this VTubing community. It disgusts me. It disgusts me, the things that she says about us. How could she? I'm outraged.
As well as many other members out there, streamers, etc. She was trying to pick on an individual
Exactly.
an individual chatter. Right. So instead of going after this individual, she took this opportunity to, of course, she was going to take shots at Asmongold. That's natural. She actually ignored Tectone. I think Tectone definitely offended by being ignored. Ignored Ethan Klein even, but she went out of her way.
And video game Donkey.
Asmongold. Once again, she ignored Tectone. She ignored Ethan Klein,
and Donkey. She somehow ignored Donkey. I mean, like, brother, biggest streamer on the platform. I love me some Donkey. How could she? How could she ignore him? That bitch. Oh, thank you. Such a handsome fish. Yo, Britt, thank you. Thank you. Yo, hearts in chat for Britt.
Suing her in this lawsuit that I just talked about for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Okay,
so more important than this $100,000 lawsuit was to make fun of people. I'm not kidding about this. This is serious. Was to pick on people with 2D avatars, sometimes 3D, mostly 2D anime-ish avatars.
How could she?
That's her top problem. That's her top threat. Her top threat are people like Pippa Pipkin, Kirsha, Riri, a lot of other people. But she actually started by picking on Iron Mouse. And I felt like I needed to tuck this in here as an ultimate L, because not only are you not focusing on your lawsuit, Denims, as you should be, you are picking on a poor girl with immune deficiency. This poor girl is engaged in a massive lawsuit, or rather legal struggle. We don't know whether she's suing it or not. She had hundreds of thousands, if not millions, stolen from her by a corporation that committed charity fraud and completely abused its employees, a horrible thing. She's wrapped up in that. She has immune deficiency, and you decide, of all people, to come out and pick on her.
A beautiful soul.
Well, because she feels threatened by VTubers, by these 2D avatars. She cannot handle it. She feels like people are going to go over there and spend their money on them instead of on her OnlyFans. And that was possibly the most sad and pathetic thing. And it was doubly sad because, once again, you're picking on people that, once again, like Iron Mouse, there could not be a more sympathetic person out there, period. Right? Period. And then she goes on to pick on Kirsha, Pippa, etc., a bunch of people. But I did really, and I want to leave you guys with this today, find out the real reason why Denims is so salty and so against VTubers. And that's, of course, because they put out better foot content than her. That's really it. She was
There's
very
better
mad.
toes in the world, boys.
The foot content is just unparalleled. I mean, you really can't match that there. So that's why Denims is salty. She's losing the lawsuit. She's losing her pay pigs. Guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will catch you on the next.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we got him.
We got him.
We got him, chat. We got him. All right. Personally, I got him. It was me. I was the one that got him, actually. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know. I was the one that got him. He was just rounding up what I was saying. But damn, them motherfuckers gonna be paying off these debts. They're gonna be paying off these debts for the rest of their lives. That's all I know. Because it's gonna go into 2026, which, let's both be honest here, it's probably gonna get pushed back into 2027. So they're gonna be paying out of pocket for this. That little GoFundMe didn't do anything. They're gonna be paying quite a bit out of pocket. So it's not even gonna be like, oh, we'll just, give out the rest of the 50K to the judge, and then we'll get a little judgment, and then we'll move on with life. No. You gotta suffer the consequences of your actions. And don't cry now. Don't cry now. Don't cry now. You gotta sit there and take it. And all they had to do was just exactly a free apology at that. He wanted a sincere free apology where they said sorry and it all would have been over. But no, they want to play big and bad. I don't understand what's up with people playing big and bad. They always get slapped around, and then they get mad when they get slapped around. Like, motherfucker, you can't be mad. You're the one that want to play big and bad. Just apologize. The thing about it is, if H3 wants it in a ruling, and it's going to be when he wins, not if he wins, they're still going to have to apologize. So it's either you're going to have to apologize for free, which I'm like, shit, they're passed for free now, or you got to apologize for like 100, 200, 300K worth of debt. Either way, you got to apologize. Like, brother, come on. It is not that... It is not that serious. Just apologize. What are you not apologizing for? You're not even saving face because you're going to have to apologize at some point. Just apologize now and get it over with.